Dogs don't know English. Keep it simple. Stop talking to them like they're linguistic geniuses. In fact, they have the rough emotional processing power of a 2.5-year-old child, and they don't speak our language. So think about how simple you would keep it if you were trying to teach a 2.5-year-old French baby, or German or Russian, you guys get the point, that doesn't speak English, what a thing is. Don't know why you'd be trying to teach it what a mouse is for a laptop, but think of this as like a juice box. You wouldn't just go, oh, do you want some juice? They have no idea. You would start saying juice and give them the juice, right? Juice and give them the juice. And you would do that however many times needed until you said juice and they were reaching for the juice box, like, let me have it. Then they start to understand that one thing. Treat dogs like that with a caveat. Teach them the mechanic of the move first, or the thing you want them to do first. And then when the dog starts doing that thing, for example, something as simple as a sit, guide them in with a treat, right? And when they start doing it consistently, then start saying sit at the same time as guiding with a treat. Don't add in loads of other faff and you'll get it. Having a controllability factor is key. It's paramount. So many people just let their dogs off the lead and then try and do recall. And it's just hit and miss. And all you're doing is playing a game of Russian roulette, sometimes with the severe consequences, but not usually, where your dog can just choose whether to listen to you or not. And if that thing is more interesting than you, then not only will they not listen to you, but they will get rewarded massively. Imagine, and you probably have some of you got teenagers right now, tell your teenager or kid to not go out, and your teenager goes out anyway and goes to the best rave of their entire life, has the best time ever, and that keeps happening, they're not going to listen to you, especially if you don't enforce any consequences. So we need a controllability factor, something as simple as a lead, a long line, and that means, yes, losing a lead in the house if you need some more extra control in the house for certain problems, a long line out and about. And if you do that, even though it's a pain, you always have the ability to stop the dog if they've ignored you, you see, and they don't get to go and have a reward, which doesn't mean you need to say yes, like good girl, good boy, give a treat or anything. A reward is them going and getting the thing that they want. Quick example of this, postman syndrome, dog barks, postman leaves. Dog thinks, I've sent the postman away. They haven't, but they have just learned that they can do that. See, there's no control there from you. Got the word control there. There's no ability to control the situation properly without speaking to the postman or post lady. So make sure you have a controllability factor. A lead, a long line, speaking to the postman or post lady and saying, excuse me, do you mind waiting for a second? I know that one's maybe a bit more difficult, but if you do that, you will be able to control your dog a lot better. And eventually you'll be able to get rid of the controllability factors because it'll be all up here with you and your dog. Your dog knows I have to listen to you. Repetition and time. God, it's important. Duh, right? Obviously. But let me just explain something. You wouldn't just decide to run a marathon after you've jogged a couple of times. But this is what people do. They do a tiny bit of recall training, or they do a tiny bit of dog reactivity training, or a tiny bit of resource guard training, or fill in the blank, and then they just sort of give the dog the opportunity to do it right or wrong. And it's no good. That would be like running once or twice and going, cool, I'll run a marathon now. You need to build up slowly. So you need small amounts of training. Now, just like people, the odd outlier could do 1 or 2 jogs and go and run a marathon, right? But most people cannot. Some people need a lot more training, some people need a lot less. Same as dogs. Some dogs need a lot more training, some dogs need a lot less. However, the point is this, small and often bouts. Now, I know us trainers always say small and often, right? And you think, brilliant, well, how much is small and often? Well, obviously it has to be tailor-made to you and your dog. If you've got a brand new low drive puppy, something like a Shih Tzu or something, 5 minutes a couple of times a day, maybe 3 or 4 times a day maximum is going to be enough. But you don't need more than 5 minutes per little training session. If you've got a high drive working Mally, which is, I should just say, a Mally. If you've got a Mally, half an hour you're going to need, bouts of half an hour training and probably more. So what you want to do is have a quick research of your dog's energy levels, look at your actual dog and also the age of them. Google, it's amazing, right? Type in your question, how often should I train my dog that is 6 months old and a Shih Tzu? Go off that, have a baseline, and then go from there. But little and often, depending upon your dog and its breed and the time that you have, is so much better than a huge bout and then nothing for 3, 4, 5, 6 days or a week. Please, 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 for the love of God, stop comparing your dog to other dogs, being your past dogs or being especially trainers' dogs. Also, quick note, yes, the lights have been turned on, and yes, that one is broken. So, moving on. When you compare yourself, forget dogs, to Hollywood celebrities or whatever, and their beautifully airbrushed pictures and lives, and you see all the shiny glitz and glam, you see that. You see that one, the lit up, the nice, oh, I wish I had that. When really behind the scenes, it's more like this one. It's dimmer, there's hard work and put down in the trenches, if you like, right? That is the same for dogs. So there's exceptions, there's caveats, just like there's outliers with human beings. But the vast majority of the time, the whole cliche 99.9% of the time, you're comparing your dog and yourself with busy lifestyles, with husbands and or wives, with kids, hard jobs, long hours, with people who are training their dogs all the time. And you're thinking, why can't my dog do that? There are so many steps and stages to basically every single thing that a dog does that looks cool or looks impressive or looks great. So please stop comparing you and your dog to other people's dogs. And on that, I said at the very beginning of this part, don't compare to old dogs. That's the case too. Don't think, well, I did all this type of stuff with my old dog and it was great. This isn't your old dog. This is your new dog. Duh, I know you know that. But they have different temperaments. I'm going to keep that in. Different temperaments and personalities, dog to dog, of course. And also, there's a big factor here, which a lot of people don't talk about. I had to tell my mum about this a while ago. She said, well, what's wrong with this dog now I've got? Because my other dogs have been blah, 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 great, and I've treated them all the same. And I'm like, you've changed. You've got a lot older, you're retired now, etc. So there's lots and lots and lots of factors. So all I want you to do is compare yesterday to today. With a pinch of salt, sometimes dogs have bad days. But if you do that and you try and have mini, mini, mini improvements each day, ties back into the last one of repetition, 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 and time, you'll get there. So like we've just been talking about, the repetition, 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 and time, and also the stop comparing yourself to other people and their dogs, and that things take time, leads me on to this, which is there's no quick fix. You see, imagine you've got two friends. You're only allowed two friends for this analogy, okay? If you've got more than two friends, stop it. Right, so you've got two friends, okay? And friend A and friend B. Now, friend A promises things all the time. Yeah, I'll help you with this, yeah, I'll help you with that, yeah, I'll turn up, I'll be there at your birthday, I'll be there at this, whatever, whatever, whatever. And they flake lots of times. Sometimes for valid reasons, sometimes you think you're a bit rubbish. And they turn up at others. No detriment to this imaginary made-up friend. No slagging them off, but you guys get the point, right? That's the person that's person A. Person B says it, does it. I will be there, they're there. No ifs, no buts, no excuses. They turn up, they're there. They are completely trustworthy. You want to be person B, not person A for your dog. How does this translate to dog training and to there being no quick fix? If you say things to your dog, commands that they have learned, at least partially, right? And you flake like most of the time, you don't follow through, you don't make sure it happens for whatever reason. You maybe tell your dog to sit, and a cute, kid comes over to say hello and the dog doesn't sit and they want to fuss them and stuff, all these types of things. And there's so many. If you say it and you don't then make it happen once the dog's learnt it, you are person A. You are the flaky person. So then, back to that silly scenario with only your two friends allowed for this scenario, right? Person A promises you when you're in a pickle, you're struggling, you're panicking about something, they promise you they will come and help. It doesn't put your mind at ease, right? It doesn't help you. Person B promises, you start to feel a bit better already. They turn up, they help you, okay? Remember, if you're person B, in dog training, that equates to if you say it, you then follow through and make sure it happens. Again, remember that the dog already needs to know what the command is, or the body language cue. If you say it and you make it happen, then the dog has trust in you. Now, your dogs already trust you like you trust your mum or your dad or whatever, right? Or someone that you've met and you've become good friends with. But there's different types of trust. And the trust we need is the trust that comes from whatever you say happens, which means you are in charge, which is almost taboo to say these days in dog training. You are the leader, another taboo thing to say in dog training these days. But the truth of the matter is, if you are in charge and you are the leader, by simply saying things and then making those things happen, you are the trustworthy person B, which means then when you come to a dog trainer, if you've already done that foundational work, you'll still have the problem that you're probably thinking, how does this help me with my dog activity dog right now? You'll still have that, but you've already proven to your dog what you say goes. So then when we start teaching you timings, techniques, what to do, when to do it, how to do it, for a specific major issue, you're not trying to teach your dog from scratch to listen to you in the most difficult time. You're teaching them to listen to you previously and now also to listen to you in a difficult time. That's a massive change. That's a huge change. So make sure you remember there is no quick fix, and what we have to do is slowly and steadily, every day, make sure that if we say something to our dog, it gets done. And miracles will happen with that. So this brings me on to the last thing for now. There are many, 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 many more knowledgeable things that I could add into this video, but I don't want it to be 45 minutes long. I will do more of them in the future. So the final thing right now out of the 18 years of experience that I've learned is to get training sooner. This is not a plug. This is not saying book in with us. We're booked up a lot anyway, so you might be waiting a while. Research, find a good trainer. If that's us, awesome. If it's not, great. Find a trainer and start training now. You might think I don't have any problems. Good. Then get some training done anyway, because people come to us all the time with almost their dog's on its last legs, if you know what I mean. I don't mean physically, I mean as in like it bit someone or it's trying to bite everyone. Same as dogs had massive dog fights or something, and they're like, please help us now. And we're like, oh, when did this start? And they were like, oh, well, he started showing signs 3 years ago. And you're like, oh. And I understand, by the way, let me just quickly bring this back a second. I do understand. We have hundreds of things daily going on in our lives, right? And they're all stressful and they're all difficult. And if it's not causing a problem big enough to snap you out of your day-to-day difficulties, then you don't need to get it fixed right now. And I understand that, but it's the same as with a car, right? I got taught a really good lesson when I was younger, which was as soon as there's some issue with your car, go and get it fixed straight away. Because if not, you're going to have 3, 4, 5 other issues later on, and it's going to cost a fortune. Do that with your dog. If you think there's any little issue, you're struggling with anything, find a trainer. Remember, this is not a plug. You don't have to come to us. Just do your research. Find a trainer that you like the look of. Go on their Instagram like we have our own. That is a plug, but link down below. Go to their Instagram, watch their footage. If you like the look of it, get in contact, get booked in. You will save yourself time and money rather than waiting until this big explosion happens where your dog's doing something really bad, and then the amount of work we have to do is pretty biblical. Still be done. That's what we do all the time. But if I could say anything, get training in sooner than you think. Okay, guys, thank you very much. See you next time.